Now, this is case number 103 on the calendar in the matter of Walker versus Weir. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Walker, are you concerned about your appearance here today?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
You had the look of a man who had a little bit of a guilty look on his face, sir, when I walked out here. Because the problem that was created here, Mr. Walker, was a problem that was created really because of you. From what I gather, you had a rental property and you rented that property to the defendant. You rented that property to the defendant without your wife knowing about it initially. Is that right?
That's correct.
And this was not a stranger to you or to your wife. I mean, you knew who she was because your wife clearly wasn't happy that you rented an apartment to her. So far, is that correct, Miss Walker?
Yes.
Now, what was it about Miss Weir that you didn't like?
My previous dealings with her, she just wasn't somebody I wanted to live in my house.
What kind of rental property is this?
It's a studio apartment.
Do you live in the same building?
No, I live next door.
How long have you known her?
I met her, I believe, 4 years ago.
How does your husband know her?
Through acquaintances, I believe.
How did you rent the apartment to Miss Weir, sir?
She was referred to me by a friend.
You contacted Mr. Walker
Yes.
and said you needed an apartment?
Yes.
And he said?
He had a studio apartment for rent. The people had not quite moved out yet, but he went ahead and showed it to me anyway.
Did you know that your wife was not crazy about Miss Weir?
Not at the time, I didn't know.
What happened, sir, when you told your wife about the new tenant?
She said that she did not want her living there and requested that we ask her to move.
You moved in when?
About the 19th of December.
And when did you find out that she moved in?
While she was moving in.
While?
Yes, I seen her go in.
Well, when you saw her moving in, you said, what are you doing here?
No,
I mean, what
I didn't.
happened?
I went to him.
Ah, and what did you say to him?
I told him I did not want her to live in my house.
So you told him to get her out.
Exactly.
And what did he say to you?
No,
Did he say why?
because she had a good job and he trusted the lady that referred her to him.
How long have you two been married?
For 6 years?
So your wife said get her out and you said no, she's got a good job, not getting her out.
Figured I'd give her a chance, yes.
Well, you did. She wasn't happy. So what did you do?
I let it be.
Now, your complaint is that she moved out owing you rent, she caused damage to the apartment, and she harassed you. Ms. Weir says that you were the one who harassed her. She wants her security deposit back, and she wants her moving expenses back because it was because of your harassment that she was forced to move. That's your counterclaim.
Yes, that's correct.
When did you move?
I actually moved on February the 7th.
Did you pay December's rent?
No.
Yes.
Yes, I paid December's rent.
Shh. Pay attention.
Okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Paid December's rent.
Yes.
Did you pay January's rent?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Tell me why.
After Miss Walker had come to my home and threatened me in front of my daughter, I spoke with Lewis over the phone. He said he would take care of Lacey. He would make sure that would not happen no more. I received a lease a month after I rented the apartment, and everything was exactly different than what he had agreed to verbally with me.
So you moved in without a written lease having been signed?
Right.
Why is that, sir?
We hadn't gotten to it. I was at my shop and I was working. She'd come and given me money, and I told her that I would get the lease written out and get it to her.
Not the way to do business, Mr. Walker. She needs a lease. Till you have a lease, you have no agreement. She's a month-to-month tenant. She doesn't have to give you any notice. Now, how much money did she give you in December, sir?
$675. $475 for the rent, $200 for the deposit.
Your Honor.
Shh.
I'm sorry.
That was December, when she was moving in.
Yes.
Yes.
The deposit was actually $400, and he agreed to let me work the other $200 off because a previous tenant had left the apartment with furniture.
Just a minute. You gave him $475 for rent.
Right.
$200 in cash.
Right.
And the other $200 you say that he allowed you to work off.
Right.
Is that right?
That's correct.
And you moved out February 7th.
Yes. However, I wasn't able to stay there due to them turning off the electricity and the water for 2 weeks before that.
When did they turn off the electricity and water?
Lacey had the water disconnected on the 31st
Of what?
January, and the electricity as well.
But you had not paid any rent whatsoever for January.
No.
So you lived there for 4 weeks, rent-free. You have no right to cut off water and electricity. You understand that?
Yes, I do. I just figured since she didn't pay rent, is in my name, I shut it off. Because it's in
Well,
my
you can't
name.
do that. You know you can't do that. You were told you couldn't do that, right?
No, we were not told. We were not told we couldn't do that.
I'm telling you, you can't do that. She certainly doesn't owe you any money for the 7 days in February that she may have stayed there or had her stuff there because the place was uninhabitable owing to what you did. Did you give her back her deposit?
No, that is for the cleaning that comes afterwards.
No, it's not. That's for damage to the apartment, not for cleaning.
Okay.
You have pictures of the damage to the apartment?
No.
Good. So, from the $475 a month rent that she didn't pay for January, I am deducting her $400 deposit. Anything else you want to tell me? So far, she owes you $75.
Well, since she lived in my house using my utilities under my name, is she responsible for that bill she racked up on me?
No.
She's not.
No. She's going to tell me that the $475 included utilities. You didn't want her there.
I didn't.
And she's not there. Next time you rent to a lady, I would check with my wife, Mr. Walker. Now, you have a counterclaim for your moving expenses and harassment. Your harassment is that she turned off the electricity and she turned off the water. Now, I've already told her she's not permitted by law to do that, okay?
Okay.
I do have a certain amount of sympathy since you had not paid rent for the entire month. So I want you to forget that as a cause of action for harassment. What else?
I have police reports where she's threatened me in front of my daughter. She came to out on her porch and threatened me
When? Give me the date.
on the 29th,
Of?
January.
Hadn't paid rent a whole month at that point.
But I feel like I had to move because of them.
Who's this friend that we're talking about here?
She's not my friend any longer, my ex-friend. I believe that this friend and Mr. Lewis had a relationship going on.
And that's why
I believe that's what
Mrs.
started
Walker was
all this.
angry?
Yes, I believe that's what started all of this.
That is not true.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
You're supposed to come prepared. Out! Go! What do they think they're supposed to do when they come to court to prepare? Pick out clothes?
For some, that's the extent of it.
A piece of paper would be nice.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lacey and Lewis Walker claim former tenant Carrie Weir owes for rent, repair bills, and harassment. Carrie is countersuing for the return of her deposit, moving expenses, and harassment.
Okay, well, you told the police, Miss Walker, that you didn't like her, you didn't want her there, you wanted her to move out, she had been telling lies about your husband and threatening you, you wanted her out.
Exactly.
Okay, so now you're out, right?
Yes, I am
You
out.
moved someplace else, are you happy?
I'm happy. I'm out a lot of money, but I'm happy.
Why are you out of a lot of money?
I had to put another first month's rent, a deposit.
Well, you have to pay rent anyway. So far, you don't have to pay any more rent here. You owe only $75.
But I was there for a month. That put a lot of extra strain on me.
Happens.
You're right, it
It
does.
was not a good mix.
No, not at all.
Not a good three-way mix. Maybe four.
At this time, I didn't even know who Lacey was.
Well, when you found out, that was a big problem. And I certainly think that she acted inappropriately. I have no idea whether or not you caused any damage to the apartment. I somehow doubt it. Mr. Walker, very good lesson for you. When somebody moves in, before they move in, they sign a lease. You don't take any money from them until the lease is signed. You don't get busy doing something else and then present a lease with terms somewhat different from the ones you had discussed orally. All that is not a good thing. Do you understand?
Yeah, she knew.
Don't tell me what she knew. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $75. That's
Can I-
what you're entitled to. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, you can't help some people. That's what I feel about this incident.
She's a squatter. She's a mooch.
Mr. Walker here likes to have affairs on his wife.
She does everything in her way to break up a happy home.
Carrie's not never seen me with anybody in any kind of sexual content.
I just think they're vindictive people.
She just was a very hateful lady.
Don't trust your friends.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Harvey versus Jensen. Come on.
22-year-old Sean Harvey is suing his uncle, Paul Jensen, for non-payment of services rendered. Sean claims Paul owes him for 3 weeks of work.
Mr. Harvey, this is your uncle through marriage.
Correct.
He is the husband of your aunt, and it is your claim that you went to work for him in a construction job. You have a girlfriend. I assume this is your girlfriend, and you also have a young baby.
Correct.
And that he paid you by check $2,000 for work that you did and then stopped payment on the check. You want your $2,000.
Right.
That's your case. Mr. Jensen says you didn't do $2,000 worth of work, that the $2,000 check he gave you was a loan to sort of get you on your feet, and you became disrespectful, so he put a stop payment on the check.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Jensen, when did you first and under what circumstances give Mr. Harvey a job?
It was during a family discussion. We were at my wife's mother's house, I believe, Your Honor. And it was
When?
the end of April, first part of May.
And what was the discussion?
The fact that Sean needed a job and that I was willing to employ him.
Was he there?
Yes.
Did you discuss salary?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And what was the salary?
$20 per hour.
And how many days a week and how many hours a day was he supposed to work?
It was a 5-day for 8 hours per day.
Okay. When did you first show up for work, Mr. Harvey?
Do you want me to answer that exact question, or I just... He had come
That
up...
exact question. That's what I'm here for. Listen.
The first day for work, he told me I was on the books at $20 an hour, whether I was working or not. We had a lot of rain.
Would you answer my question?
The first day of work was the Monday after Easter. That was my first day that I was on the books for.
I don't care what you say you were on the books for. I said, what was your first day of work? Now, you knew you were coming to court. You're the plaintiff. It is your claim that this $2,000 was for work you performed, correct?
Correct.
Then you have to come with some information, Mr. Harvey. A tie doesn't do it. You have to come in and say, I started working on May 5th, on May 7th. I worked for so many weeks, $20 an hour, 8 hours a day, 3 weeks. This was my pay. Do you understand? Now, do you need time and a calendar to figure out when you started to work?
I did ask for a calendar previous to come.
Well, then go get it, because I am losing my patience with you fast. You're supposed to come prepared. Out. Go! What do they think they're supposed to do when they come to court to prepare? Pick out clothes?
For some, that's the extent of it.
A piece of paper would be nice. All right, Mr. Harvey, let's go.
Okay.
On what day did you begin working?
April, on Tuesday the 18th of 2006.
That's incorrect, Your Honor.
Well, when did he start?
He came to the job site on Friday, May 19th.
I have a check that he wrote me on May 13th, so I don't know why he would say that I came on the 19th.
May 13th, in what amount?
For $2,000, because I had been working previous. He says that my first day was...
No. Because that's his defense, sir. He says that this $2,000 was a loan to you so that you, your girlfriend, and your baby could get on your feet. Now, what I want to know from you, Mr. Harvey, is when, for the first time, did you show up?
Tuesday. I had a problem with my car on Monday, and I wasn't able to show up. I did show up the next day.
He says it was a month later, after Easter. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, and I remember it very well because my wife and I were married on May 4th. Her nephew did not start physically working for us until after we were married.
Stand up. This is your nephew?
Yes.
Are you involved at all in the business?
I work sometimes with my husband.
Do you know whether or not your nephew was working for him prior to your getting married?
No, we didn't start work until after we were married.
How many days in total, Mr. Harvey, did you work for Mr. Jensen?
Real days that I was actually there?
Yeah.
6.
Well, if you worked 6 days and you got paid for those 6 days, it would have been $960. Where do you get $2,000 from?
From when him telling me that no matter if I worked those days or not, rain or shine, because we had a lot of rain in May, he told me I was getting paid on those days. He came up to my Nana's house on Easter and told my Nana, my grandfather, I would have flown my Nana out here as a witness, but she has epilepsy. She wouldn't come on the plane. So that's where I figured in, and I kept asking him.
You didn't finish your sentence, sir, that you were at Easter, you were with your Nana, and he said what?
He said he's going to pay me $20 an hour starting on the following Monday, but I couldn't show up that Monday, so I came Tuesday. So I worked for about a month, and I was asking, where's my check?
You worked 6 days.
But like sporadically. There was days I couldn't work.
You don't get paid when you don't work, sir? How old are you?
22. This is what I was told. He told my family.
Listen to me. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. You mean if you decide not to show up, what are you, part of the mafia?
No.
You get one of those jobs where you don't show up for work?
It's what he
you don't
said.
You don't show up for work, you get paid anyway?
No.
You got to get a life, sir. You made a baby. You got to get a life.
She was pregnant at the time. I was looking for an apartment.
Well, that's not a life. There are other sports.
I was looking.
You're not supposed to get somebody pregnant when you don't have a way to support a child. But you don't say to this man, listen, you're going to give me $20 an hour, 8 hours a day, whether I show up or not, whether I work or not, because I need the money.
I didn't say that. You're right. He told me.
Well.
And he told my whole family this, not just me.
Listen to me. When you're 22 years old, you're supposed to work. You're supposed to work.
That's all I wanted to do.
Then get a job where you work. Don't show up 6 days a month and expect to get paid, sir.
Your Honor, may I add something?
Go ahead.
The very first day he could not show up because his car was not operable. That was understandable to me. What wasn't understandable to me, which was one of the reasons that I did not want to even entertain the idea of employing him any longer, was that he was at my parents' house where we met to go to work to the next job. My wife went in, spoke to Sean about him bringing her back to Salisbury. He came out and spoke to me. He was upset about it.
What was he upset about?
That his aunt wanted him to take her back to Salisbury instead of him going to work.
Was he going to get paid for doing that?
Well, if I could continue
Go
with
ahead.
the story. During that time, it was agreed upon that he would take her back, which he did. Later, my wife called my cell phone at the job site saying that she was going to come to the job site and work with me for the rest of the day. Her nephew, Sean, drove her to the job site. My wife got out of his vehicle. As I approached the vehicle to talk to Sean, Sean did a U-turn in the street and drove off without talking to me. If he had showed up at the job site like he did and gotten out and at least talked to me, I would have expected him to finish the rest of the day working. Yes, he would have got paid for that day because that was my
Well, that's
circumstance.
conjecture, sir, and that's something you can't expect
Right,
him
exactly.
to read your mind.
Right.
Go ahead.
But I wasn't even able to discuss this with him because
He
as soon
acted
as
like
my
a
wife,
baby.
As soon as my wife exited the car, he did a U-turn and left.
Okay. Who has the check?
I do.
Can I see it?
Sure. There you go.
So this is a business check.
Yes,
Why would you make him a personal loan on your business, sir?
because that is the only account I had at the time.
Oh.
It was a DBA account in Massachusetts, Paul Jensen, DBA, PJ
No, it's
Construction.
PJ Custom Construction.
Right.
That's a business check. On what day, Mr. Jensen, did you cancel the check?
It was, again, approximately towards the end of May, Your Honor.
How much after the incident with your wife did you cancel the check?
I would expect it was during the first week after that.
Mr. Harvey,
Yes, Your Honor.
I agree with you, sir, that this money was given to you on May the 13th. He did not cancel the check until after there was an incident with his wife. He didn't like your attitude, so he decided to cancel the check when, according to his answer, he discovered that you hadn't cashed it yet.
He
If
wrote-
you had...
Sorry.
You have to understand something, sir. You're a baby. You're 22 years old. If you go to court and it sounds to you, because you've got your listening ears on, that you're winning, you're just supposed to stand there very quietly
Okay.
before you put your... Notice what you want to do. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go. You want to say something?
No, I want you to finish.
Now you're getting smart. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, it's case number 85 on the calendar in the matter of Carbajal versus Jimenez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Ms. Carbajal, it is your claim that the defendant's son, I assume this young man here, was playing soccer where you live.
Yes.
An area that you say where they're not supposed to play ball.
Correct.
And his ball damaged your car.
Correct.
You want his mother to pay for the damages.
Yes.
His mother says that he did not damage your car. And his mother is counterclaiming because she said you've been harassing her family and you videotaped the children, I assume after this incident
Yes.
involving your car. How long have you been neighbors?
I've lived in the property for about 5 years.
And how long have you lived there?
6.5 years.
Is there a common area?
The courtyard.
Is that where you were playing soccer in the courtyard?
Yes.
Are you allowed to play ball in the courtyard?
No.
So why were you playing there?
Because they wouldn't let me go to the plaza.
Who wouldn't let you go to the plaza?
My babysitter.
So?
So I asked her if I can go to my house and play right there.
How many people were you playing with?
Just me and Omar.
Yes or no? Omar, do you also live in the same place?
Yes.
You know you're not supposed to play in the courtyard?
Yeah.
Yes would be the answer.
Yes.
So why were you playing there?
Because there was nowhere else to play.
Well, you could play in the courtyard. You can be out there, you can talk, you can your homework, you can text message your friends, you can do a whole bunch of things. You're just not supposed to play ball there.
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
Well, I was taking my 3 youngest kids to go pick up my daughter from her after-school program. And I was walking out and they were playing because the grass area where they play is right in front of my door. And as I was approaching my car, the ball flew over this kind of lattice-styled gate, hit my car and bounced off and went across towards the other street. And I immediately went over and talked to the defendant's
Did you see
son.
what kind of ball it was?
It was like a soccer ball.
So you went over and spoke to this young man here?
Yes, I did. And I asked him, I said, did you know that you hit my car? And he didn't really say much. He just
Is
kind
that
of...
what she said to you?
Yes.
Where was your soccer ball at the time that she said that to you?
It was on the other side of the street.
Did you get the soccer ball?
No, Omar went to go get the ball.
I do have some pictures
I'd like to see
to
them.
show. Did you want the damage to the car or just the courtyard?
Just the courtyard, please. So, Ms. Jimenez, when the plaintiff came to you and said that your son had damaged her car, what did you do?
Actually, she went over like days later and told me about that my son had hit the car. And I told her that my son wasn't home. So I told her if it was okay to wait until he comes home. And she said, no, it has to do it right now. I said, okay. So I called Omar, and I told Omar to go with me to go see the car. So we went over downstairs, and I saw all the bumps and stuff that the car has. And then I told her, I said, I don't know if my son hit her or not because he's not here. And I told Omar, and he goes, yes, but it didn't hit her car. It bounced.